Welcome to this video. Today we're going to look at the match played between Magnus Carlsen and Fabiano Caruana. This match was played at the Zurich Chess Challenge in the Blitz tournament in round 1, and it was a very interesting match. So let's look at the match. Carlsen with the white places played e4. Caruana responded with c5, the Sicilian defense. Knight f3, e6, d4. So now Carlsen lashes out in the center with d4. Now with c takes, knight takes, he has a nice central knight. So Caruana plays a6 to avoid any bishop b5 stuff. And now bishop d3 is played, bishop c5 attacking the knight, and the knight is defended with c3. Obviously Caruana won't take the knight since it will strengthen Carlsen's center, and it will also give up bishop pair. So now d6 is played, knight d2, knight f6, castling and castling. a4. Now white is slowly progressing on the queen side. e5, kicking the knight away, and the knight retreats to b3, attacking the bishop. The bishop drops back to a7, still looking at this f2 square and potentially the queen, or the king, sorry. So now knight c4, and this is the reason Carlsen waited with the knight e2. He could have later on, if you go back a few moves, instead of a4 he could have played knight b3, which looked very logical, but he waited for Caruana to commit with e5, so that after the knight retreats and the bishop retreats, he can play knight c5 without any d5 stuff. And knight c4, it's a good square for the knight. It's looking at these squares all in black's queenside territory and looking at this weak pawn on d6. Bishop e6, queen e2, and now knight c6. So now black is finally getting all these pieces into the action. So now bishop g5, and Caruana decided to kick the bishop with h6. Bishop retreated to h4. And now I think Caruana must have calculated a bit, and he lashed out with g5, attacking the bishop. A risky move, opening up the king side, and yeah, it's very risky, but he had a plan in mind. Bishop g3, and now the whole idea of this g5 advance is to play knight e7, and we can suddenly see the knight is coming to g6 and potentially f4, and also on g6 you will be supporting this h5 h4 push. So already Caruana has a bit of an initiative going. Knight bd2, so now perhaps Carlsen wants to regroup his pieces on the king side, seeing that his queen side attack will be too slow and Caruana will be pressing first. So knight g6, rook f e1, h5. So now we can see the pawns are rolling. h3 to give the bishop an escape square in h2, h4, bishop h2, and now Caruana keeps pressing with g4. So now Carlsen plays king h1. Why did he play that? Well, we can see after g takes h3, g takes, bishop takes, now Carlsen has an open file against Caruana's king. But in reality, whose king is more safe? Is it white's king, or is it black's king? We will find out in a few more moves. If we go back a few more moves to king h1, what other alternatives do Carlsen have? If you played h takes g4, well, black now gets more activity after knight takes, and we can see a kind of idea of knight takes h2, followed by perhaps h3. The queen can get active, and this is really devastating. The king can lift up, the rooks can swing over, and we still have to remember that this bishop is eyeing down on f2. So literally all of black's pieces will be part of the attack. So therefore king h1 was actually a good response by Carlsen. G takes, bishop takes, rook g1, and now king g7. So now knight e3 was played. Carlsen is again driving his minor pieces to the king side, trying to defend. And now the bishop simply takes that knight, removing a defender of the king side. So now queen takes, and here follows a very nice move by Caruana. I'll give you a few seconds if you want to try and spot it. A nice tactical move. He played knight takes g4. Obviously, if the queen takes, the queen will be lost, as we can see. So what did Carlsen do? He played queen f3. So now he is attacking the knight, and Caruana now played queen f6, and it's literally all over. Black is going to crash down on f2, and it will soon black will soon be the exchange up. Carlsen's response here was rook takes g4, and the game went on queen takes, knight takes, bishop takes, and black here is up the exchange. Why didn't Carlsen just take the knight? Well, why did Carlsen just take the queen? If queen takes, we can see here king takes, and in this position there's literally no way to defend the f2 pawn, and also not just the pawn but also checkmate. If the rook swings to f1, the bishop can take, and it will be up the exchange, and really there's not much white can do. So after queen takes and knight takes, bishop takes, Carlsen captured the pawn with knight takes h4. Caruana responded with knight takes h4, and now rook g1 was played. So temporarily Carlsen was giving up a piece, but he'll soon have it back. Knight f3, rook takes g4 check, the king hops to f6, rook g3, the knight is taken, or the bishop is taken, and it's really literally all over for Carlsen, unfortunately. After rook h8, Caruana can force a rook exchange, which benefits him obviously. And now an important move to finish the game, a5, just locking down this king side. Now Carlsen really can't lash out with b4, since these pawns will become easy targets. The a file will open up, and as long as these pawns are sitting here, it will be really easy targets. Once the black king marches up, strikes open the king side or the center, the rook will somehow enter perhaps c8 or on the h file, and this is really all over for Carlsen. So it was a very instructive attack by Fabiano Caruana, just simply slowly marching his pieces at the king side, two knights and the Aegean h pawns proving deadly. With all Carlsen's pieces directing at the queen side, it was literally too slow and too late to defend. And it's possible in these blitz matches to play such attacking chess on a high level, and Caruana can risk it, and it paid off dividends where he won here. So again, if you want to quickly go watch the live match, here's the annotation on screen now. So go click on it, and if you enjoyed the video, I hope you liked the video, and perhaps subscribe if you want to see more. I hope you have a great day, and good luck with your chess. Good day.